Hi, this is David. I want to talk to you today about a tool called MinIO. MinIO is a storage tool used for storing objects or other semi-structured data. It's similar to Azure Blob Storage or Amazon S3, if you've ever used either of those tools. You can get started by going to min.io right here, and here you'll see lots of information about the tool itself, a little bit of marketing stuff as well. But really the best thing you can do here is click on Docs. And if you click on Docs, it takes you first of all to this quick start guide, which I really like. This got me up and running in a hurry. Now there are a few different ways of running MinIO. In server mode, it'll actually create a server repository where you can store your objects, and also a user interface where you can interact with them, upload, list, download, that sort of thing, and then manage them. And this is the command right here. This is a PowerShell command which will run Docker. And in order to run Docker, you have to install Docker. And so I've already done that, but if you just search for install Docker, very first hit on Bing says install Docker on Windows. It knew I was on Windows. And there's download from Docker Hub. And you can just walk through the steps right here. It's not hard. It does require a reboot to install Docker. At least on Windows it does. And then Docker has to be running. So if you ever have problems with this command right here, it may be because Docker isn't running. Maybe it's not set to auto start, or maybe it's just taking that minute or two to actually start up and it hasn't started yet. So this is it. This is the Docker run command. It takes this tells it to expose this container on port 9000. These are the arguments here. It says to run MinIO server, and here's a couple of environment variables that are required by MinIO server here and here. The access key and the secret key, these are for telling it specifically which MinIO storage server to connect to, and then provide some security on that. You don't have to use these. You can use those; they'll work, but you probably want to create your own here. That's what I've done. So I'm going to go into PowerShell right here, and I will run that command right there. I'm going to call it access key. My MinIO access key will be access key 2, and my MinIO secret key will be secret key 2. Other than that, it's the same thing. I just copied and pasted from the quick start. Now if I go to my browser and I open up this endpoint right here, I'll press Control C, and then I'll open up an in-private browser here just in case it's caching any credentials, because I've done this a couple times before. And then what did I call it? I called it access key 2 for the access key, and secret key 2 for the secret key. Yours, of course, will be a lot more cryptic than that, but that was easy for me to remember, so I used that. And here I am. I'm in this user interface that allows me to view anything that's in this MinIO storage repository. Of course, there's nothing there. I just created it, but I can add some things to it. And in fact, it's probably a good idea to create some containers. Containers are kind of analogous to folders in a local file system. I call them containers because I'm used to working with Azure Blob Storage. MinIO calls them buckets. So if I ever accidentally say containers, think buckets in MinIO. And I'll call this one, I'll say bucket 1 right there. And let's create another one called bucket 2. Probably want to have a more descriptive name. You can see right here that now I actually have access to those buckets, which have nothing in them. But if I want to add something to them, I select the bucket. You can see that I'm on bucket 1 right here. And then I can upload a file, and I'll grab off, there's a picture of me right after a haircut. I can put that in bucket 1, go into bucket 2 over here, and once again, upload a couple of different files. I can do control to select multiple files, and upload those 2 right here. And from here, if I want to, I can select this one right here and download the objects or delete the object. Let me go ahead and download it, and right here it'll be inside of my downloads folder. And there it is. There's me and that good-looking robot that was hanging around with me that weekend. So here I can view objects, I can download them, I can select them and delete them, and I can manage these buckets in which they are contained. So in this video I've shown you how to get started with MinIO browser and how to manage your objects and files within the storage repository. This is David. Thank you for watching.